Welcome to Communing with Divine, a podcast where I share my spiritual quest and the lessons and the insights that I've received from many divine beings and energies during meditation. I am your host, Meraki. Now, let's begin. Hello and welcome back to Communing with Divine. This one's a little bit on the longer side, so I'm going to get right into it. January the 2nd, 2024. It's about 3:45 in the morning. I've activated my chakras and grounded myself. The mighty ones are with me. We're going to Hecate's cave. I'm standing at the cliffs. Sometimes, honestly, I want to just do this for myself. No recording and no talking, just experiencing these things and giving myself over 100% to the experiences. But I know that I won't remember everything if I do that, and important details and information will be lost. I know it sounds selfish, and most of the time I don't mind at all, but every once in a while I feel a longing to just immerse myself fully. Anyway, today the Archangel Uriel comes down to the sand with me, and the Archangel Gabriel remains on top of the cliff. The archangels are quite large today. They're in their mighty mode. I'm very aware that there are many realms and dimensions beneath the sand, and I'm very aware of the power of the water today, its transitional properties and also its transformational properties. I feel that this may be something that I will be doing soon, or maybe I'll just gain a better understanding of it. This place, Hecate's realm, is very different from the other liminal spaces that I've been in, which is why I'm not sure that it is a liminal space. As you know, I come here to this place of learning, and from here I go with the goddesses into liminal spaces. So I don't know if this is a liminal space itself, or if it's something else that I don't understand yet. I can say that this is a place of great power, and is certainly a place of transition, a place of crossroads where many realities and dimensions can be accessed. I know that I can go down into the sand, into these many different realms that I can perceive, but I may not find my way back. I'm not ready yet, I don't think. Curiosity is a good thing, but respect for what you're prepared for and what your limitations are is extremely important, especially in this work. The water, too. I'm not ready for that either. I'll change into my robes. There is more on my belt. I'm noticing a crystal. It looks like a clear quartz crystal. It's new. I still have my little satchel where my staff is and my keys, the moon dial, and other symbols. My belt today seems pretty brilliant, I guess would be the word, almost as if it's glowing. The Archangel Uriel and Michael are very present to me today, very forward, if you know what I mean. They're kind of standing out. The Archangel Raphael is with me as well. As I said, the Archangel Gabriel is up on the cliffs. Both Uriel and Michael are very big. Their energy I'm picking up on very, very strongly. I walk up to the cave and I pass through the curtain of energy. It's very bright in the cave, and there are many here. The goddesses are here, but there are also many others. I greet them, and I wait. It's more that I can sense the others. I don't know who they are, but Hecate has called us. She has called us all. I can see the Archangel Michael and the Archangel Uriel through the curtain of energy. I don't normally notice the outside when I stand within the cave. The goddess Hecate says, "Come." We all move to follow her and the other two goddesses through the cave wall. I sense things from some of the others who are here. Some of them are calm, some are confused, some are excited. Some seem to be struggling with trepidation. I don't know who any of them are. We're standing in a place of nothingness. I can't pick up on anything. It's just dark. So dark. My belt is glowing. All of our belts glow. They glow so that we are points of light, so we can be seen. We can never be lost. We can recognize ourselves and each other, even in the darkest place. Suddenly, we're under a sky, and there are so many stars above and below and all around. So many stars, so many points of light. They're all beautiful points of light. Wait, they're not stars. They're us. So many of us. We are the seekers. All of us are seeking something. We all seek. Those of us who do not seek yearn. They yearn to seek. For at some level, we all hear the calling, all of us. The repression of that, ignoring the calling, repressing the desire to seek, causes pain. We have to go through much to ignore the call, to try to repress it, but the call remains. It is a constant. It is innate to us. We cannot avoid it. It's like a homing signal embedded within us. We are all seekers, whether we know it or not. We are all seekers, whether we choose to answer and honor that which is within us, whether we choose to honor and answer the call. I feel the Archangel Uriel. I feel him speaking to me from outside the cave. He says, "And so now you have seen this truth. You are all seekers. This must be honored. For to ignore it, to deny it, to repress it, causes pain. The illusion of separation is the challenge. The seeking leads to awareness of the illusion, leads to connection with the all. This lies within all of you. You are always being called home." I'm in this place surrounded by these lights, these points of light, very much immersed in this place of darkness. Strangely, all these points of light separated by the darkness is a lot like the void, only the light is more intense here. It's not as spread out as in the void, not so dispersed. A part of me is aware that the goddesses are here. They're observing, quietly standing. And another part of me is in the cave looking out through the curtain at the Archangel Uriel, who was speaking to me. And another part of me is here in the physical plane, speaking the words that are spoken to me, describing what I see, what I feel, and what I hear. And I'm acutely aware of all of this at the same time. I can see all of it at the same time, and I can experience all of it at the same time. This is very similar to things I've described before in terms of different perspectives that I have when I meditate. And I believe that it enhances the experience for me to be able to do this. The glowing belts are merely representative. They are symbolic. The belts represent our desire to seek as we progress on our quest. That's why they glow. That's why they're glowing now. The belts are unnecessary. The glowing of the belts is unnecessary. We have all of this within us. The belt is a symbolic prop to help me to understand. And just as I said this, all of it disappeared, the robe and the belt, but the points of light remain, and there are so many. I feel that it's time to go. The goddesses will not speak today. Today was an experience, was to be experienced only. I'm back in the cave. It's very bright. My robe and my belt are on again. My belt is not glowing. There are only the goddesses and myself standing within the cave. I don't know where the others went. I believe that this point is important, that the others are not here, but I don't know why it's important. I bow to the goddesses and I go out through the curtain. The Archangel Uriel is there and the Archangel Michael and Raphael. I give them all hugs and I change. We walk towards the cliff where the Archangel Gabriel stands. I'm aware of a lot that exists beneath the sand. Worlds, cities, strange places. This place, the place of the Goddess Hecate, this is a place of great power because it provides access to an unimaginable number of realms and awarenesses, realities, and dimensions. It also provides access to very crucial, critical places and things, such as access to the engines of these realms of consciousness, reality, and dimensions. It must be guarded, but I am not aware of the guardians of these places or of this place. I have my guardians with me, and these are the only ones that I'm aware of. But I feel that this place and the places that can be accessed from here have their own guardians or safeguards as well. We rise up to the cliff where the Archangel Gabriel stands, but we don't walk away. We stand at the cliffs and look out at it all. I get a sense that we're looking for something, but I don't know what we're looking for. We watch the sunrise, and I can feel it. Layers and layers and layers. So much exists within this one space. I cannot even begin to describe it. I see the sunrise, I see the water, the sands and the cliff and the cave, but I sense so much more here. And I'm getting fleeting, rapid-fire images of those places that can be accessed through or from this one space, from this one point of convergence. This place must be protected, but I have no sense of awareness of that protection, only of my own. The Archangel Gabriel points out that I've never had any awareness of entering this space, of how I come to and enter this space, that I just find myself here at the cliff. This is true. I never thought about it or questioned it, but I always just find myself at the cliffs. Archangel Gabriel is telling me that I should relax and think about it. He says, think to the journey here. Now that I'm thinking about it, I pass through a membrane, and I'm always holding the Archangel Michael's hand. The others always walk around me. They help me to pass through this membrane. They are my protection, but they are also a guarantee of protection of this space. They are a guarantee that I will do no harm, that I will respect my limitations, that I will respect and honor the trust that is placed in me by allowing me to come here. I don't think that I could pass through the membrane without them. They both protect me and they protect this place. The membrane of this place is quite beautiful. I'm seeing myself pass through it in slow motion. It seems invisible until you touch it, until you come into contact with it. To pass through, it's almost like it has the consistency of a gel, but it feels like silk. You can see so many colors as you pass through it, like a bubble. When you look at a soap bubble and you see all of those colors within it, that's a bit what it's like, a beautiful soap bubble. This is a very special place. I'm being shown rapid fire, flashes of so many things, so many places, and many of them are so strange. I stand here with all of these images and with a new understanding of how I enter Hecate's realm. And I'm wondering why I've never experienced the journey here, never remembered it. I always just found myself here and accepted it. It never occurred to me to question this before, and I find this interesting. The Archangel Michael says, this place must be protected. This space is of great importance. You must protect this space as we protect you. It is for this reason these things were not revealed to you before this moment. And still, now, much of the journey has not been revealed to you. The path, the way to this place. This is to protect you and also to protect this place. For as you have seen, it is a place of convergence. So it is a place of great power, great learning, great danger. This is a place many wish to access for selfish reasons or to make mischief. This cannot be allowed. As you've seen, this place is protected. Many layers protect it, and some layers must remain hidden. You are not aware of the journey here in its entirety. You are not aware of the method. This is as it should be. This is how it will remain for now. For this lack of understanding, this lack of knowledge protects you just as it protects this place. This knowledge cannot be active within you, for once this knowledge is recognized by you, it can be recognized by others, and this knowledge will draw them to you. For this, you are not ready. So we protect you with our presence, and we protect you by only allowing you the knowledge that you are ready for and that you are able to guard safely. There are many seekers. Not all seek with a pure heart, and not all who seek are from your plane. So we protect you, even sometimes by withholding your awareness from knowledge that exists within you already. For awareness of knowledge sends out a beacon, a sound, a wave, a light, an energy, and it calls seekers to it. You must be ready. You must be ready for that which it brings to you. I understand. Thank you. They're showing me something. It's like with each thing that I learn, a chime or a bell, a note. It's a note. A note is sounded. And that note joins the other notes of my vibration, and it travels. My vibration travels. All of our vibrations do, like ripples from a stone thrown into a still body of water. The universe itself vibrates with energy, with all different vibrations and frequencies, and they are audible. These frequencies can be heard, they can be seen, they can be felt, they can be picked up. So as I gain knowledge, as I learn, the simplest, smallest thing, a new note, a new vibration is activated within me, and it spreads like a beacon. It emanates out from me and seems to continue going on forever. Every vibration that there is, every note exists within all of us, within all of creation. It's just they're not necessarily activated until we recognize them. That's what seeking is. It's discovering that which we already have within us and activating it. As I was told before, you are not here to learn, you are here to remember. So it's not learning, it's seeking so that we can remember. We are to remember and reconnect to the knowledge that is already within us. And when we do that, we activate the knowledge within. But once it's activated, we may draw those who seek that particular vibration, that particular knowledge, and we must be ready for this. We must be ready and able for what others bring with them as they seek, for what they are willing to do to attain that knowledge, what they are willing to do to find the path to activate the knowledge, the vibrations that reside within them already, but of which they're unaware of or are unwilling to discover for themselves. And to summarize what the Archangel Michael just said, not all who seek have a pure heart. Not all who seek are from our plane, our reality, our existence. I think this is fascinating. And now I'm having this extraordinary experience. I'm here and I'm not aware of my physical body. Well, I am and I'm not. But in the part that I'm not, I'm only aware of my tones, my vibrations. No physical body exists, and I'm watching them travel outwards from me. And I'm aware of those vibrations of others. It's fascinating and it's beautiful. January the 2nd, 2024. So the archangels were talking about a shift that's coming. And I kind of rolled my eyes when they said this, because I've heard so many people saying that a shift is coming and that there will be a shift towards something higher. And they've been talking about this forever. But I look around and all I see is more and more violence, more and more hatred and fear, more and more division. So this whole a shift is coming and things will be all peace and love and joy doesn't really make sense to me. So we're having a chat about it, and they're going to explain their comment about a shift so that I can understand it more clearly. The Archangel Michael says, there has always been violence on this plane, for there has always been fear. This fear initiates from the body, for the body has needs, whereas the soul does not. Fear comes from the needs of the body as it strives to sustain itself. You are spirit. You are the energy of the everlasting. This energy cannot die. It does not fear, for it has no needs. It wants for nothing. But within the experience of this reality, your soul resides within a physical form that must sustain itself. And so even before any experience occurs within this physical plane that causes fear or pain, there is a programmed fear within the body that is necessary in order for the body to be aware of its needs and to sustain itself. It is the body that fights another for food, for a coat to stay warm, for a place to shelter, for the most basic needs. For nothing more complex than sustaining itself, the body will fight. The soul has no need for this fight. The soul has no need for food, for shelter, for warmth, or for safety. For the soul is eternal. It has no needs. For all that the soul requires already exists within itself. I ask, will all bodies choose to fight, choose to hurt another person for their own needs? Michael responds, you know the answer to your question is no. But now more questions exist within this answer. Is this because the soul overrides the needs of the body? Is it because the soul overrides the fear that is programmed within every cell of the body? The fear that allows the body to sustain itself through satisfying its needs? If this is indeed the answer, then this is indeed the solution to that which you see as humankind's greatest flaw. Take note of the emphasis at the end of that statement that did not escape my attention and was not meant to. The Archangel Michael is letting me know that what I see as humanity's greatest flaw is from my perspective only. It's my opinion. It's not necessarily truth. And he wants to be sure that I've recognized and acknowledged this. The Archangel Uriel now repeats what he said before. A shift is coming. I say, I hope you will forgive me, but I am greatly skeptical about the suggestion that human beings are rising to a higher vibration or shifting to a greater consciousness as a group or anything like that. This is not what I see. I could be wrong, of course, but this is not what I see. What do you see, child? All right, well, not to be negative, but I see more violence. I see death and destruction. I have always seen it. And I've always felt it was going to get worse. More illness, starvation, and violence. So much suffering of our own making. I've always felt this way, and yet I'm not prepared. I don't see this upward shift. I see a downwards death spiral. The Archangel Uriel considers me for a minute and says, the form that the shift will take was not defined by me. I said only that a shift is coming. He's smiling at me now. And I know why. Because I made an assumption and I projected my thoughts onto his statement. He's right. He never said what the shift would be. Good, bad, or neutral. I just assumed. And I should never do that, especially with divine beings. This was the first of two incorrect assumptions I made in terms of the Archangel Uriel's statements. Uriel continues, take note. Often things must become more extreme for the awareness and the enlightenment to be imparted. I apologize to him for my projections, and he nods in acceptance of that. The Archangel Uriel says, do you know who you are? No, but there are times where I feel very ancient. There are times when I remember that I came in knowing a lot. Much of it has come to pass already, and in those moments I look upon all of humanity in a very disconnected and observational way, very much in the same way as the watcher watches me. Seeing what they do, knowing what will come to pass, and observing in a detached way, but I don't know who I am in truth. Uriel asks, what else have you observed? Well, sometimes I'm huge. Well, I mean, my energy is huge. I can see myself, not in this form, not in this human form. But when I'm not in this form, I'm huge and mighty. But when I'm in this form, I'm small, and I feel that I've done very little. I've accomplished very little. I haven't even acted on or honored the knowledge I came in with. The Archangel Uriel says, perhaps your purpose is not to act. Perhaps your task is to observe as you experience, and to experience as you observe. You once asked why. You asked, what is the purpose of this? What was the response you received? The response I received from Source was, for we are a curious mind. On some level, I understand this response. From another, I kind of find it unacceptable. I've had this discussion with a lot of people, sometimes heated discussions, because I feel that this level of fear and suffering is not necessary. I feel this deep within me. The Archangel Uriel says, if it was not necessary, it would not have been. I don't know that I agree with that, but I don't know how I can argue with that. The Archangel Uriel looks amused. I don't often challenge what the archangels tell me, not because I'm afraid, but because I never feel a pushback to their teaching and their wisdom. I may feel some resistance that comes from fear, but resistance takes a different form within me. This, what I'm feeling, is different. I feel compelled to speak. And from the way the Archangel Uriel is looking at me, I feel that this may be part of today's teaching. Okay, so it could be that on an unconscious level, I am very aware of who I am when I'm not in this body, even though I don't know who I am when I reside within this body. My true self knows who I am. And maybe it's through this that I believe that this level of pain and suffering and fear is not necessary. Because in a way, it's all for naught. The curious minds may learn, data is collected, but in the end, the result is the same. The experiences here in this physical reality are not adopted within the ultimate truth. There is no need for these things. This data cannot exist in the place of the ultimate truth where only perfection exists. And so, again, I believe that it's not necessary, and it's all for naught. Here is the story. Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, there was an energy that was a consciousness, for all energy is conscious. And this conscious energy sprang forth from something more ancient, from something that we cannot conceive of, that we do not have the words to describe. Energy, by nature, is dynamic, and so this conscious energy that came forth from something more ancient put out conscious parts of itself, which were also creative and dynamic energies. And one of these conscious, creative, energetic parts became what we know as our source, or the curious mind. Not all energy explores in the manner of the curious mind. This manner is unnecessary, in my opinion. This manner is the manner and the method of the least evolved of the energies that were sent out by that which was more ancient. It is not necessary to learn in this manner, but this is the manner in which the curious mind has chosen to explore. I can see how these other energies have chosen to explore, to learn, to experience. It is very different. It's not that this is regrettable. Again, I feel it is just not necessary. It is the experiments of a less developed energy, a less developed mind, so to speak. To use the words they have chosen to define and describe themselves, we are a curious mind. What they create will not be adopted. It cannot be, for it is incompatible with the perfection of the ultimate truth, the all, the one. This I feel I know. So I carry this within me, and whether or not I am correct, whether or not it's truth or fantasy, whether it is a creation of my own human mind or a true knowing from within, I have felt it strongly throughout my whole life. The Archangel Uriel says, and so now you have a better understanding of who you are in truth. For you are not of the curious mind. You are of that which preceded it. And for this reason you have perspective. Know that you are not alone here. There are others observing. Others who have come from the place that precedes the curious mind. There is a reason why you are here at this time observing, but this you already knew. You just would not speak it. Yes, you are right. I did know, but I did not speak it because I'm always on the watch for ego, even though you've taught me there is no ego in truth. So this is my truth. I am an observer. I am a watcher from that which exists before the curious mind. I have come to experience and to observe the fruition of their experiment, of their curiosity, which I deem to be unnecessary. I will not interfere, for I am a watcher. It is a job for which I volunteered. For the only way to truly understand the result of the decisions of the curious mind is to experience while observing. For in this way, I collect my own data, both as a watcher and as an experiencer who is subject to the rules of the game of this reality that the curious mind has created. I am a watcher. I am a wise one. I am part of the one that preceded the curious mind. I am part of the initial energy that was created from that which existed before, from the ancient energy, and I am here to observe and to experience. Thank you, Uriel, for allowing me to speak. For now, I will try to be more present. Now, there is no need for me to hide my true self. And so there has indeed been a shift, and it was within me. This is the second example of my filter getting in the way of the message that the Archangel gave to me. The Archangel Uriel never said that the shift was for humanity. All Uriel ever said was, there is a shift coming. That was all. Everything else came from me, and it led me down a completely incorrect path of thought, which was very humbling and clearly necessary in order for me to be reminded of the fallibility of my misbeliefs and my filter. And it served as an important reminder that I must always listen in a state of neutrality, always. Now, I just want to say a few more things. This doesn't really fully reflect the picture of what I feel, because I feel there are many layers. For example, I am a human being struggling in a physical reality, and my physical self is trying to connect to and honor the part of myself, which is my true self. But then there is something greater than that I'm a part of, and this is the watcher. But I feel there is a part of me that comes from something beyond that again, and that the conscious awareness of this is within me, if only I could find a way to access it. We consider the curious mind, or the source, to be the highest God, or the ultimate energy or authority that lives in heaven, where we all aspire to get into. But it's not the ultimate or the highest. It's not even close. It is a level, but it is a lower level. There is an energy beyond it, and another again beyond that one, and an existence and an energy beyond that is so ancient and vast that we can't even conceive of it on any level. And it is this ancient energy that gave birth to that which gave birth to the curious mind. It is this ancient energy that gave birth to many, that then gave birth to many others. Why? Was it to experiment, to learn, to allow energy to express itself in different ways? I wish I knew for sure, but I don't. Maybe someday I will learn even a small fragment as to why. That part of me that is the watcher from beyond the curious mind is removed and detached. I don't connect with it or get to experience it often, but it is there. And I wonder, how many others also experience this? How many other watchers are there here? January the 9th, 2024. I finally transcribed my previous recording about being a watcher, and I listened to it. And what was interesting was that as I typed it up, I remembered how strongly and assuredly the words and the feeling of being a watcher was when I was doing my meditation. Within me, there was not an iota of doubt, but more importantly, way more importantly, there was also not an iota of ego or of pride or even a sense of superiority. None at all. It was literally a matter-of-fact knowing, black and white. It's just a truth. This is who I am. This is why I've come. One of the things I always keep my eyes open to and open for is ego, because wow, ego can be so destructive. Obviously, in my human form, I have an ego. There's just no question about that. So knowing this, I always try to watch out for it. I listen to the voice and I ask, is that me or is that ego? Ego is spawned from fear. Fear is part of this program. So it's almost impossible to live in this reality and not carry fear of some kind, even if it's just a basic survival fear that pushes you to sustain the body with food and warmth and to keep your body alive, that kind of thing. And so I looked into myself as I spoke with the archangels, and I found no evidence of ego, nothing. It was literally a dry and straightforward statement, like when you say 2 + 2 = 4. You have nothing invested in that statement. It's just a fact, and you are stating that fact. That's sort of what it felt like. So just now, I said I was listening to my recording very carefully, and the same feeling was there. And I listened to my voice, and my voice was very matter of fact, very not me. I say that because in my human form, I am a very emotional person. My voice, the intensity of my speech, and my emotions are very recognizable. When I listened to the recording, I didn't feel any surprise. No surprise at my statements, and no surprise at the matter-of-fact tone of my voice. There was nothing in it where I thought, that doesn't sound like me, or why would I have said that in that way? There was just this part of me that knows it to be truth, and that's just the way it is. So I felt no surprise. I mean, I recognize this is funny farm stuff. Like if you were chatting over dinner and you brought this up, a completely acceptable and expected response would be, you need medication or you need to check yourself into a facility. But it's my truth, and so it stands. Listening back to this recording was amazing. I can't really put it into words, but the assuredness with which I spoke and the complete lack of emotion that came through, I could hear the clarity of this powerful energy that I'm a part of coming through, really conveying the truth of who I am, and that was really amazing. Actually, the only thing I was surprised about was that I wasn't surprised. As an aside, this revelation hasn't changed my day-to-day life. My life is still filled with many of the mundane tasks of the physical world. It's a choice, and it's what suits me now. But this is an important thing to talk about in relation to any revelation that you might receive about your true self, because ego could be at play. If insights into the energy that you are cause great changes to your acceptance of the tasks of the physical world and the humility that comes with them, then take a long look at whether or not the voice that spoke within you was your true self or your ego. As we covered in different episodes, they have very different voices and very different feelings that come with those voices. Having said that, a refusal to change and a determination to cling to your previous life should also be looked at because it could be indicative of fear. Look at the motivation behind any changes or any resistance to change in your life, because one could indicate fear and the other could indicate ego, which is a child of fear. And once you feel that you know which voice spoke to you and the motivation behind your decision to make changes or not to make changes within your life, you can move forward knowing what is directing you. I want to thank you all again for joining me, and I hope you'll join me for the next episode. And until then, have a great day.